in their faith and their ethnicity. Anti-Zionism is a movement fighting against the occupation. This is a settler colonial fascist regime that we're seeing attempting to wipe out an entire indigenous civilian population.
In your perspective, what is Zionism?
75 years of brutal occupation, ethnic cleansing, apartheid, and colonization of the Palestinian people.
How do you defeat apathy?
What's up, y'all? My name is Nick. It is a cold day in May, and these are my masterpieces. You should like, you should subscribe, you should comment, and tell me what you think about apathy, because that is the topic of the video. Here recently, I've been thinking about this word a lot because I've just been thinking about my life in relation to other people's lives and thinking, do I really care about that person? Do I really care about what this person has going on? Do they care about me? Does anyone care about anyone? That's the question. And I'm gonna answer it in like the next couple of segments of this video.
Anecdotes.
Alright. Okay. Man. So the take I did before this, bro. Bro, I start talking about death and stuff. I mean, death. We do have to talk about it. I think that's a big thing, because being a kid and like experiencing a loss is like, even if you're conscious enough to understand what's going on, you might not truly understand the magnitude of the moment until, like, I don't know, a year after maybe, or I don't know, or at least sometime after. You might not know exactly what you were going through until after. I mean, that's kind of like with any loss or with any kind of setback that you might experience. So yeah, I'll just give one example, you know, since we were talking about some anecdotes real quick. I was talking about a funeral that I had to go to. It was this past Friday. I was in class and I was talking about the funeral that I had to go to on Saturday for Mr. Erston. That's one of our friends from church. And I just want to celebrate him real quick because, you know, he just radiated positivity, and just I probably didn't get the same bond as like a grandchild or whatever, but I felt like family around him. So yeah, man, I just want to say shout out to him. He lived a great life, and yeah, he never let his illness get in the way of his faith, man, and that's very commendable. So yeah, so I was talking about his funeral, and I was talking with Lily and Abigail, and Annalise wasn't there, but she was there with us in spirit. She's not dead. No, she's just it's just art class. It's just art class. Like, I just always picture Annalise is right there, even if she was somewhere else, but she was right there. She was right there with us. And I was talking about the funeral that I had to go to, and I was becoming more comfortable with the idea of going, the idea of celebrating his life. I wasn't prepared to, like, I didn't know if I was prepared to see what my mom was gonna feel in that moment. Turns out I was prepared. You know, my mom was kind of chill about it. You know, I was just like, man, I'm not emotionally ready to like see my mom just cry her eyes out. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't think I'm ready. But yeah, it turns out I was ready. And you know, we're in art class and we were talking about the funeral, and you know how like somebody just drops like, I don't know, bro, they just bring up something and like the comedic timing is just there. I mean, it probably wasn't meant as a joke. It definitely wasn't meant as a joke, but like, you know, just like the comedic timing is just there, and it's just like a jarring thing to hear, and then you start laughing. Yeah, bro, that's kind of what happened. So I'm over here talking about the funeral that I got to go to on Saturday, and then Lily said something about a family member of hers that passed in a very violent way. And man, let me tell you, bro, the laugh that I had, bro, I didn't mean this in like a disrespectful way to her. I didn't intend this to be disrespectful. See, bro, this is why it's good to have friends. This is what I'm gonna talk about next. This is why it's good to have friends, because, man, if I had done that in front of someone that I didn't know, somebody who I wasn't cool with, that moment would have been perceived much differently, bro. But yeah, so she just mentioned it, and yeah, we start laughing about it, right? And we just kept laughing and laughing, yeah. And I can relate this back to, you know, apathy, because so like laughing through the pain is a fun way to deal with like the loss that you've experienced. It's a good way to deal with it. Laughter is definitely the best medicine. Like, it's, you know, it makes the moment, I mean, it makes the moment real. It humanizes it. It's like, hey man, if we weren't the ones going through this and we just heard it, this probably would have been the funniest thing ever. That's kind of how I imagine it. So yeah, in that moment, I wasn't apathetic. I was just like, it was just jarring for me to hear in the context of what I was talking about. It fit what we were talking about, but it was a bit jarring for me to hear. And so yeah. And I don't think laughter is apathy, bro. I think laughter is just empathy. Laughter is like, wow, like that actually happened. And as these anecdotes relate to apathy, I find that, you know, if I can laugh about the moment, I was looking at a bird. I find that if I can, hope you don't poop on my head. If I can laugh about the moment, then I guess the moment, like, if I can laugh about it, then I can handle it. That's what it is. If I can laugh about it, then I can handle it. And that's part of, you know, how I cope with loss, how I cope with setbacks. And, you know, if you can make a joke out of it, man, this makes it that much easier to deal with. So yeah, and that's part of one of the solutions to apathy is, you know, having friends and being there to talk about what they've gone through, being there to talk about what you've gone through, offering advice and like exchanging ideas of like how to cope with whatever y'all have going on. So yeah, shout out to Lily, shout out to Abigail, shout out to Annalise. That was a good moment.
Solutions and obstacles.
Now, I don't want to belittle the people who are actually struggling with having empathy for others, but there is a solution. It's called, okay, that's crazy, right? It's like having friends, you know, like having friends who you care about, having friends who also care about you. That's one of them. Removing yourself from the echo chambers that you find yourself in, whether that be social media, whether that be the friends that you have, whether that be your environment. I mean, that might be a little bit more difficult to escape from, but I mean, you could just start with social media, like looking at what you're viewing and figuring out if what you're seeing is reflecting the world, or reflecting what's actually going on in the world. So really, empathy requires you to remove your ego from these situations that you find yourself in, whatever situation you find yourself in. Like, for example, okay, let's make it simple, right? Like, you have a friend, they're an athlete, and they're like a star player or something, and they break their leg. You know, like at that point, they're telling you that their season is over, they've let down the team probably can't get to the playoffs without them, and all that. And man, I mean, everybody has something going on, so you might not feel sad for them. You might not feel what they're feeling, and that's okay. But no matter how cool we think being nonchalant is, it's rude, it's mean, it's all of those words. Most importantly, it's apathetic, because this is the human condition. This is what we go through as humans. You know, people are gonna break their legs. I mean, things like that are gonna happen. It's bound to happen. If you play sports, there's a risk. And if you're engaging in life, if you're being active in life, it's a risk. And I've learned from experience, like being empathetic towards others, being that shoulder to cry on for people, even when it's hard for myself to be that shoulder to cry on. Just being there, just showing up for others, it contributes to my happiness. It makes me feel like, oh, I'm contributing something to someone else, not for my benefit, but just for them to be okay for the moment, or just okay for the next week, or okay for the rest of the day, because I was there to say, hey, I'm listening to you, I'm showing up so I can hear what you're trying to tell me. I think that is a reward in itself, even if it's not material, even if it's just emotional, even if it's just a moment that you and that person shared, or you and those people shared. Like, I was here for you during this moment, and you were okay afterwards. I think that's a plus for being empathetic towards someone else.
Conclusions.
So in conclusion, I know it's like he just got deeper into the woods, bro. Like, where is he at? Okay, so in conclusion, it's easy to fall into the trap that the world sets for you, to say, I don't care about those people. Man, I don't care about my friends, man. I don't care about what they got going on. I don't care about, man, it's just me, man. It's just me. It's like, it's easy to fall into that trap, you know, especially during times where the community that you live in is divided, especially during times like an election season, like a football season, like, you know, anything. Like, it's easy to fall into isolation, to feel like you're on an island, feel like, man, it's just me against the world. However, I mean, there's definitely someone out there that can be your friend, that you can be a friend to, and it's definitely a community out there for you to click with. So yeah, empathy isn't hard, man. It's not hard. It's not hard. Man, it is hard during a global pandemic. I will tell you that. It is hard during a global pandemic. Yeah. But it's easy. But, you know, when the world is opened up, yeah, bro, it's easy to find your tribe and to be, what's the word? It's easy to, when the world is opened up, it's easy to find your tribe and build connection and practice empathy rather than being apathetic towards everything. So yeah, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think. Tell me about your battles with apathy and empathy, and, you know, tell me how you've overcome it. So yeah, in conclusion, have friends, get rid of your ego, and get out your bubble.